I think I just started over again. So I'm not sure where I am in this process. Hopefully it's not lost. Uh, Somehow we need to tack these two together. This is short. The eighth grade was also in a separate building. It was up on the hill, uh, oh, about half a block across uh, from the high school, in the field, which was also at that time part of the school system, and it overlooked the track and the high school. And that was, I believe, the last class out of that eighth grade system. And then they combined middle school, seventh and eighth. The eighth grade is not memorable either for anything, it, with the exception of one thing. And because, again, we were alone as a class, and everybody was actually in the high school across the way. Uh, but that's where I met Paul. And, Paul is really for me, a life-changing uh, relationship. So I think Paul has to be tackled separately. Uh, he is and was the only brother I ever had, and to this day, I miss him terribly. Um, and the girls, you spent time with him, and you knew Paul, and you understood him, and you just know how special it was. So I'm about to begin the high school years. I need to close this out very quickly with some thoughts. Uh, Getting ready and going into high school happened I don't know which comes first, the old chicken and egg, but somewhere in this time frame between the illness and beginning of high school, I went through sort of maybe a metamorphosis. I became aware, I think is the best way to put it, of myself. And I began to realize that, I was unique. I was an entity in a, strange, but ever-changing environment. So not only was it a self-awareness, it was a cosmos awareness. I became, a part of something bigger, and felt like I was. I guess I couldn't have put an identity on it when I look back on myself at all. But, I knew I existed. I knew I was changing. I knew life was, suddenly very different than it had been. It was no longer just, long, hazy summer days and playing and, you know, that kind of thing. It was much more complicated, and rightfully so and gratefully so. So with that thought in mind, I'm going to close this one, and then I'll download, if I can, the previous one and this one, and we'll move on to high school. And high school is going to prove to be fun, or at least the part I'm going to tell you about. I enjoyed it. It was a great time. So, carpe diem.